There is no power greater than a mind made up. Once you decide what truly matters to you, there is only one order: eliminate everything else. That is the secret most never understand. They chase 10 things and catch none. But you're here because you're different. You're ready to cut through the noise. The world is full of distractions, friends with small dreams, social media with big lies, a society built to sell you comfort while robbing you of greatness. You must train your mind to reject what does not serve your mission. Ask yourself every morning, does this align with what I truly want? If the answer is no, walk away without apology. Let others waste time. Let others scroll, complain, and make excuses. You are here to win, not wander. Winners aren't smarter. They're not luckier. They are focused, obsessed, relentless. They hold their goal in front of their eyes like fire, and they let that fire burn everything else to ash. You must build a mind so strong that even your fears begin to fear you. Doubt is a disease. Starve it. Feed your vision. Guard your thoughts the way a warrior guards the gates to a fortress. Don't just want success. Declare war on everything that stands in your way. Discipline is not a punishment, it's freedom. The freedom to become untouchable. The freedom to live life on your terms. You won't get there by being interested. You'll get there by being committed, by being willing to do the boring, difficult, repetitive things every single day, without whining, without needing praise, without quitting. Burn the boats. Forget safety. Let there be no retreat. Your future demands your full attention. There is no side mission, no plan B, no second option. You were born to dominate one thing, and that one thing is calling you. Answer it. There will be noise. Ignore it. There will be critics. Outwork them. There will be pain. Use it. Focus is not a mood. It's a muscle. Build it every day. Your time is your most lethal weapon. Do not waste it on what does not matter. If it doesn't push you forward, it pulls you back. If it doesn't build you, it breaks you. Now move. With intention, with precision, with obsession, because when you focus on what really matters and nothing else, you become unstoppable. You will be tossed by the winds of opinion, dragged by the weight of distraction, and paralyzed by indecision. People spend years chasing ideas that never belong to them, trying to fulfill goals they never chose, living lives that don't light their spirit on fire. But the person who stands still long enough to ask themselves, what do I truly want? And then demands an answer, that person becomes dangerous. Because clarity gives birth to direction, and direction builds momentum, and momentum transforms men and women into legends. When you are clear about your purpose, excuses evaporate. Time becomes sharp. Energy becomes precise. You no longer wander. You strike. You no longer hesitate. You move. You no longer beg for motivation. You are the motivation. A mind locked onto purpose does not fear failure, does not flinch at resistance, and does not stop for applause. It simply moves day after day, hour after hour, minute by minute, toward the vision carved into the soul. And let no one tell you this clarity is a gift. It is not. It is a decision. It is a command you give to yourself. It is an act of war against distraction. You do not find purpose by waiting. You find it by choosing. And once you choose, you protect it with everything you've got. You will be tested. You will be mocked. You will be told to lower your standards, to soften your focus, to be more like the rest. Refuse. You weren't made to blend in. You weren't made to be average. You were made to burn so brightly with purpose that you blind the eyes of doubt. And when the storms come, as they will, you will not scatter, because you are anchored to something greater than emotion, greater than mood, greater than motivation. You are anchored to your why. That is what clarity gives you, an unshakable core, a reason to fight when nothing is left, a light to follow when the world goes dark. Most people never touch this kind of power because they never take the time to sit with their soul in silence. But you must. You must ask again and again until the answer shakes your bones. What do I want more than comfort? What do I want more than approval? What do I want so badly I would bleed for it, sweat for it, suffer for it? Because only that answer is worthy of your life. Everything else is a distraction dressed as ambition. The moment you decide, the moment you really decide, life begins to obey. Focus sharpens. Enemies reveal themselves. Weak habits start to die. and new energy rushes in. A person with purpose doesn't have time to be petty, doesn't have time to complain, doesn't have time to explain their fire to people who are too scared to light their own. They're too busy building, too busy climbing, too busy becoming. You won't get there by being kind to your distractions. You won't get there by negotiating with laziness. You get there by declaring that nothing else matters until the mission is done. You become so locked in that people think you've gone mad. Let them think it. Let them talk. You're not here for their comfort. You're here for your calling. The world doesn't need more well-rounded people. It needs focused people. People who know who they are. People who know why they wake up. People who aren't looking for approval because they already gave it to themselves. That kind of focus bends reality. That kind of purpose changes lives. But it starts with a decision to stop waiting for clarity and start creating it, a decision to stop chasing 100 things and start owning one, a decision to stop being lukewarm and start burning with relentless fire. There is something in you that the world is waiting on, but the world cannot receive what you keep hiding under confusion. Step into the light, say the words, claim the vision, speak the goal. Decide that it matters more than fear, more than opinions, more than distraction. Clarity is not some mystical force. It's what happens when you get tired of being pulled in every direction but your own. When you say no, and no again, and no 1,000 more times until all that's left is the path that leads you to who you were always meant to be. Be ruthless about it. Be obsessed with it. Let the world adjust. Because once you choose to focus with unwavering clarity, you stop reacting and start creating. You stop drifting and start driving. You stop existing and start living. Everything changes when you finally decide to focus only on what truly matters and nothing else. Eliminate the non-essential because your life is too valuable, your time too limited, and your purpose too important to be buried beneath the weight of what does not matter. Every day you are presented with 1,000 choices, but only a handful of them will ever move you forward. The rest are noise, loud, demanding, tempting noise. And if you don't have the courage to say no, your dream will be drowned before it ever takes its first breath. You must become brutal in your decision-making. You must train yourself to cut, and cut again until all that remains is only what serves the mission. Most people fail not because they lack talent, not because they don't have enough time, but because they refuse to let go of the things that steal their focus. They stay loyal to distractions, attached to the irrelevant, addicted to comfort. They confuse being busy with being productive, and they wonder why progress never shows up. But progress is not found in addition. It's found in subtraction. It's found in stripping away every obligation, every relationship, every habit, every thought that does not lead directly to the outcome you are here to create. When you eliminate the non-essential, you gain clarity, and with clarity comes power. You begin to see how much of your life has been wasted on maintaining appearances, pleasing others, chasing what someone else told you mattered, but none of that belongs to you. Your vision is yours. Your path is yours. And until you protect it like your life depends on it, you will keep losing it to people and things that don't deserve it. There is no room for guilt when you are chasing purpose. You owe no explanations for your focus. You owe no apologies for walking away from what doesn't serve you. You don't need permission to free yourself from people who drain your energy, projects that waste your time, or habits that make you weak. You are not obligated to carry what weighs you down just because you've been carrying it for years. It doesn't matter how long it's been a part of your life. If it no longer fuels you, it has to go. If it distracts, it goes. If it delays, it goes. If it doesn't align, it goes. Ruthlessness is not cruelty. Ruthlessness is self-respect in action. It is the discipline to say, this is my lane and I will not be moved from it. It is the boldness to choose depth over width, precision over popularity, purpose over participation. You cannot do everything. You are not meant to do everything. You are meant to do one thing, and do it with such intensity, such clarity, such conviction, that the world cannot ignore it. And to do that, you must strip away everything that blurs the signal. Cut the meetings that don't matter. Mute the opinions that don't count. Decline the invitations that waste your time. Turn off the noise, the notifications, the news, the nonsense. Your energy is currency, and every time you spend it on something unworthy, you go broke in the bank of your future. You must decide, once and for all, that your mission is sacred, that your dream is not to be shared with every passerby, that your schedule is not up for auction, that your time is not free for everyone to consume. Your greatness demands space. It needs silence. It needs the absence of the irrelevant so the essential can roar. You will be tempted to hold on. You will be tempted to keep just one more thing, one more task, one more distraction, just in case. Let it go. Trust that your focus will create far more than your clutter ever could. The mind was not designed to juggle chaos. It was designed to execute clarity. And you cannot execute if you are entangled. Look at your life and cut relentlessly. Cut what doesn't move you. Cut what doesn't build you. Cut what doesn't bring you closer to what actually matters. And when the fear comes, and it will, remind yourself that everything you're releasing was never meant to stay. You are not here to be everything to everyone. You are here to be great at one thing. Focused, committed, clear. You don't need more time. You need less waste. You don't need more opportunities. You need fewer distractions. You don't need more motivation. You need less noise. That is the path. That is the difference between the average and the elite, between the lost and the locked in, between the exhausted and the exceptional. Not more. Less. Less of everything that does not sharpen you, strengthen you, or serve your vision. Choose your life, design it, protect it, and eliminate everything that does not belong. Guard your mind like a fortress, because every attack on your future begins in your thoughts. The strongest walls are built not from stone or steel, but from discipline over what you allow into your mental gates. Thoughts are seeds, and whatever you allow to plant itself in your mind will eventually take root, grow, and shape your entire reality. If you permit fear, it multiplies. If you welcome doubt, it spreads. If you entertain mediocrity, it becomes your standard. You cannot control every external event, but you can control what you let inside. And that control is not optional. It is survival. Your mind is the command center of your life. It is the first battlefield. Every great defeat starts as a silent compromise within your thinking. Every breakthrough starts with a defiant belief in something greater. You must choose, every day, what thoughts are allowed to stay and which must be destroyed on arrival. You don't argue with negativity. You don't reason with fear. You don't debate with self-doubt. You crush it. You reject it. You replace it with something stronger, sharper, and more aligned with where you're going. Your vision cannot survive in a mind that is open to everything. Your dream cannot grow in soil poisoned by toxic influences. You are not weak, but your mind will become weak if you feed it weakness. What you read matters. What you listen to matters. Who you spend time with matters. These are not small things. These are the bricks in the wall around your destiny. You cannot hang around lazy people and expect to stay driven. You cannot consume garbage and expect to think clearly. You cannot tolerate constant drama and expect to build peace. The world is not neutral. It is not passive. It is pushing something on you every second. Opinions, fears, distractions, expectations. And if you're not pushing back, you're already losing. Protect your inner space like a warrior standing at the gate. Stand firm against anything that tries to steal your focus, dilute your purpose, or weaken your spirit. You are not obligated to allow every voice into your ears. You are not required to internalize every criticism or fear-based comment from others. People speak from their limits. You must act from your vision. The person who guards their mind masters their life. And mastery is not about control over others. It is about full control over your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. You must train your mind daily, deliberately, relentlessly. Feed it strength, feed it clarity, feed it direction. Cut out the noise, cut out the confusion, cut out the narratives that tell you you're not enough. That story ends now. You are not here to absorb the world's chaos. You are here to bring order to your own path. And to do that, your mind must be fortified. Every time you let negative thoughts linger, you give them permission to multiply. Every time you entertain doubt, you weaken your ability to act. This isn't theory, this is war. and in war, hesitation kills. You must speak life into yourself louder than the world speaks fear into you. Speak belief when you're tired. Speak focus when you're tempted. Speak truth when you're overwhelmed. This is how you win, not once, but every single day. Most people never reach their potential not because they aren't capable, but because they let the wrong ideas take over their mind. They guard their homes better than they guard their heads. They lock doors at night but leave their mental gates wide open for fear, gossip, distraction, and lies. Be smarter than that. Build a fortress so strong that nothing can shake it. And when cracks form, and they will, reinforce it. Reflect, reset, rebuild. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be aware. Awareness is armor. Discipline is your sword. Consistency is your shield. This is how you protect your mind and preserve your power. Don't wait for a breakdown to start protecting your peace. Don't wait for a setback to start managing your thoughts. Start now. Decide that your mind is sacred ground. Decide that not everything deserves your attention. Decide that you are the gatekeeper, not the victim, not the passenger. You are the driver, and you steer with your thoughts. Everything starts there. Your habits, your emotions, your actions, your results. It all flows from the fortress of your mind. Let that fortress be built with purpose. Let it be lit with vision. Let it be guarded with unwavering focus. What enters determines what comes out. So make no mistake, what you allow in either fuels your greatness or feeds your destruction. There is no neutral. There is no standing still. You're either building or you're being broken. Choose to build. Choose to rise. Choose to guard your mind like everything depends on it, because it does. Discipline is the bridge to all achievement, because nothing moves from vision to reality without it. You can have the clearest goal, the boldest dream, the most perfect plan, but without discipline, none of it will matter. Ideas don't work unless you do. Potential stays buried without structure. Discipline is the force that turns effort into results, that converts pain into power, that makes the impossible attainable. It is the trait that separates those who wish from those who win. Anyone can start. Anyone can be excited for a day, a week, a month. But discipline is what shows up after the emotion is gone. It's what keeps showing up when motivation disappears, when the applause stops, when the mood fades. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait for the perfect time. It gets to work and stays there. It builds while others rest. It sharpens while others slack. It sacrifices now so you can live free later. The undisciplined crave comfort and call it self-care. The disciplined crave freedom and earn it through consistent action. You cannot cheat this process. You cannot skip the grind. Every shortcut you take will show up later as a weakness. Discipline builds resilience, and resilience is the backbone of every success story. When you are disciplined, you become dangerous because you become predictable, not to the world, but to yourself. You know you'll show up no matter what. You know you'll execute no matter how hard it gets. You don't rely on hype. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't wait for inspiration. You create it by doing the work relentlessly. The dream does not belong to the most gifted. It belongs to the most consistent, to the one who gets up early when it's cold, to the one who keeps pushing when it's hard, to the one who gets it done even when no one is watching. Talent is common. Talk is cheap. Discipline is rare. That's why it's powerful. It makes average people unstoppable. It makes ordinary people extraordinary. It transforms weakness into strength. And it builds habits that carry you forward long after the excitement fades. Most people never reach their goals because they keep stopping. They quit after a bad day, or they start over when it gets tough. They allow feelings to dictate their actions, but feelings lie. Discipline tells the truth. It does not care how tired you are. It does not make excuses. It says do it anyway, show up anyway, push anyway. It demands that you rise to the standard you set every time, no matter what. That is how you win. Not by doing it once, by doing it daily. With discipline, you stop relying on willpower. You stop debating with yourself. You become a machine in service of your own greatness. You train your body to obey. You train your mind to lead. You train your spirit to endure. And in that process, you become someone you respect. Discipline gives you pride, not the kind that shows off, but the kind that knows deep down that you did what you said you would, that you didn't fold, that you didn't quit, that you kept building when no one else believed. Discipline is self-respect in motion. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust. And that trust is what fuels confidence. Not fake confidence, earned confidence, the kind that doesn't crack under pressure, the kind that's been forged in the fire of daily sacrifice. You are not meant to be ruled by comfort. You are meant to be ruled by commitment. You are not meant to drift through life waiting for motivation. You are meant to grab life by the throat and mold it with effort. Discipline is not punishment, it is power. It is freedom. It is the road between where you are and everything you've ever wanted. And if you don't walk that road, you don't get the reward. It's that simple. There is no hack, no trick, no cheat code. There is only the choice to do the work when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's lonely, when it's dark. You don't need more time, you need more focus. You don't need a new plan, you need better execution. You don't need luck, you need consistency. You already know what to do. The question is, will you do it? Not once, not when it's easy, but every single day. That's the bridge, that's the difference, that's the path to everything you say you want. Walk it, run it, crawl it, but don't stop, because the moment you stop, you start over. And if you're tired of starting over, stop quitting. Let discipline carry you where motivation cannot. Let it carry you across the gap between dream and reality, between wish and victory, between average and extraordinary. Let it carry you until your actions speak louder than your words, louder than your fears, louder than your excuses. Let it become who you are, relentless, unshakable, disciplined. Burn the boats behind you, because the moment you leave yourself an escape route, you've already lost. The second you give yourself the option to quit, you've planted the seed of failure. You must decide that there is no going back, no plan B, no safety net waiting to catch you if you fall. If you want to achieve greatness, you must cut off every exit that does not lead forward. Success demands that kind of intensity. It demands a level of commitment so total that you stop looking over your shoulder, stop second-guessing your path, and stop entertaining the thought of retreat. Burn the boats, and the only direction left is forward. When there is no way back, you stop hesitating. You stop waiting for permission. You stop living halfway. You start moving with urgency, with power, with full intention, because now your life depends on it. The people who reach their goals are not the ones with the most talent. They're the ones who commit with no conditions. They go all in. They don't try their best. They decide they will win. They don't talk about someday. They take action today. They understand that hesitation is a silent thief, and retreat is the enemy of focus. If you always leave yourself an exit, you'll always take it when things get uncomfortable. But discomfort is not a reason to stop. It's a sign you're on the edge of transformation. The pain you feel is proof that you're stretching, that you're growing, that you're shedding the old version of yourself that was too small for your destiny. That old version wants you to play it safe. That old version wants you to protect the boats. But those boats carry your excuses, your doubts, your fears. Let them burn. Burn the beliefs that tell you to be realistic. Burn the stories that say you're not enough. Burn the comfort that keeps you average. Burn the habits that waste your time. Burn it all and watch what rises from the ashes. You don't need a way out, you need a reason to stay in. Stay in the fight, stay in the process, stay in the pursuit. Because the breakthrough always comes after the point when most people quit. Most people never make it to the other side because they keep turning around, they keep restarting, they keep resetting. They never commit, so they never cross. But you are not most people. You are here to conquer. You are here to finish. You are here to rise. And to rise, you must leave behind anything that gives you the option to fall back. True commitment feels like pressure. That's how you know it's real. It sharpens your focus. It demands your strength. It calls out your excuses and dares you to keep going. And if you answer that call with everything you've got, you become unstoppable. Because now you've got skin in the game. You've got no choice but to figure it out. No choice but to grow. No choice but to win. You adapt or you die. You rise or you sink. But you don't run. You don't quit. You don't crawl back to the life you left. Because you made a decision. Not a wish. Not a hope. A decision backed by action, backed by courage, backed by the fire you lit when you set those boats ablaze. It is that fire that will drive you when things get hard. It is that fire that will light your path when it all goes dark. It is that fire that will remind you that you've come too far to go back. That failure is not an option because retreat no longer exists. The most dangerous person is the one who has nothing left to lose. Be that person. Be the one who goes so far into their purpose that going back would be worse than going through the pain. Be the one who takes the hill not because it's easy, but because it's yours. Burn the boats, and everything changes. Your energy changes. Your urgency changes. Your mind sharpens. Your heart strengthens. Your soul ignites. You begin to operate from a place of survival, not fear-based, but purpose-fueled. Now the mission is everything. Now the excuses die. Now the obstacles shrink. Burn the boats because only then do you learn how powerful you truly are. Only then do you stop depending on backup plans and start depending on yourself. Only then do you stop entertaining distractions and start mastering discipline. Only then do you move with the level of commitment required to do something most people never will. Let them keep their safety nets. Let them keep their exit doors. You don't need them. You've got your vision. You've got your work ethic. You've got your fire. And that's enough. That's more than enough. Now move with no retreat, no excuses, no looking back. Only forward, only focused, only victory. Use time ruthlessly because it is the only resource you can never earn back. Every second that passes is either invested or wasted, and most people are throwing it away like it doesn't matter. But time is not just passing, it is being spent. It is either building your future or robbing it, and the clock does not care how you feel. It does not wait for your motivation, your confidence, or your permission. It just moves. And if you are not moving with it, if you are not directing it with precision and purpose, then you are falling behind every minute of the day. Success is not owned by the talented. It is owned by the ruthless stewards of time. The ones who cut out distractions like a surgeon. The ones who say no without guilt. The ones who do not let anyone waste a single moment of their mission. You don't need more hours in the day. You need fewer things stealing them. Time doesn't get lost, it gets taken, and most of the time you hand it over freely. You let people interrupt your flow. You let meaningless conversations drain your energy. Or you scroll for hours and call it relaxation. But it's not rest, it's avoidance. It's delay. It's slow death for your goals. There is no dream so big that it can survive the constant erosion of wasted time. And there is no person so disciplined that they can afford to let their hours slip away unchecked. You must become obsessive about where your time goes, who gets it, and what it produces. Because if you don't, someone else will use it for you, and they will not use it in your favor. You must track it like money. You must protect it like gold. Every task must be filtered by one brutal question: does this move me forward or not? If the answer is no, it's done, it's deleted, it's delegated. You do not entertain it. You do not negotiate with it, you eliminate it. That's what ruthless time management looks like. That's what it takes to achieve anything worthwhile. Because big goals don't demand more effort. They demand better use of the effort you already have. They demand focus. And focus is impossible without fierce control of time. The world is full of noise. It wants your attention, it wants your time. It wants you distracted, busy, scrolling, reacting, doing everything except building your own vision. But you were not born to consume. You were born to create, to build, to lead, to conquer. And that begins with mastering your minutes. You must own every hour like it's your last, because one day it will be. And when that day comes, will you be proud of how you used the time or full of regret for how much of it you gave away? The difference between those two outcomes is decided now, not later, now, in what you choose to do with this very moment. In whether you go back to your distractions or back to your discipline, whether you waste another hour or weaponize it. Time is your most ruthless teacher, and it rewards only those who treat it with the seriousness it deserves. You don't have to fill every second with work, but every second should be intentional. Even your rest must be earned and scheduled, not stolen by laziness. Even your breaks should serve your energy, not sabotage your progress. This is how winners live. They are not casual with time. They are not soft with their hours. They do not live in reaction, they live by design, because they understand that what you do daily is what you become permanently. So if you waste days, you waste potential. If you waste weeks, you waste greatness. If you waste years, you waste your legacy. That is not acceptable. That is not an option. You have too much in you to throw away time like it's infinite. It's not. It's slipping right now, second by second. The only way to make it count is to command it. Schedule what matters and cut what doesn't. Work like your future depends on it, because it does. Be unavailable to nonsense. Be unreachable to distractions. Be unshakable in your pursuit. People will say you're too intense. They'll say you should relax. Let them. While they're watching hours slip away, you'll be stacking results. While they're entertaining drama, you'll be earning freedom. While they're wasting time, you'll be building something no one can take from you. That is the reward for ruthless time control. You get to own your life. You get to shape your destiny. You get to rise while others sleep. Use time like a warrior. Sharpen every minute. Aim every hour. Protect every block of focus like your dreams depend on it. Because they do. Your vision is sacred. Treat it that way because it is not just an idea, it is a responsibility. It is the fire inside you that no one else can see, but you know it's there. It pulls at you, whispers to you, demands something more from you. That vision is not random. It was given to you for a reason, and if you neglect it, you're not just betraying a goal, you're betraying your purpose. Too many people treat their vision like a hobby. They entertain it when they feel good, when life is easy, when everything lines up perfectly. But that's not how sacred things are treated. Sacred things are guarded, protected, defended. They're not left in the open for doubters to stomp on or for distractions to steal from. Your vision must be treated like a war plan, precise, personal, and untouchable by the outside world. If you let weak minds and small thinkers near it, they will infect it with their limitations. If you let the noise of the world shape it, it will shrink until it no longer resembles the greatness you were called to. No one else will understand it the way you do, and that's exactly why it's yours. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the fire that burns in you. You don't need their approval, their permission, or their applause. You just need the discipline to honor it daily. That means showing up when you're tired. That means working in silence while others play. That means saying no to what looks good so you can say yes to what's great. The world is full of wasted visions, ideas that never made it out of people's heads, dreams that were talked about but never executed, potential that rotted in comfort and convenience. That is not your path. Your vision is not entertainment. It is not a fantasy. It is a blueprint. It is sacred ground, and you are the only one who can build on it. But if you keep letting life distract you, if you keep tolerating mediocrity, if you keep treating your vision like it can wait, it will die the slow death of neglect. You don't need more time. You need more reverence for what's already inside you. You need to act like your dream is real, not someday, but now. Act like it matters. Speak like it's already on its way. Move like nothing else matters, because when it comes to your vision, nothing else does. Every second spent on anything that doesn't feed it is a second lost. Every conversation that waters it down is a threat. Every habit that delays it is a form of betrayal. You cannot afford to be casual with something this sacred. You cannot afford to keep pushing it to the side while you chase comfort, while you scroll your time away, while you listen to people who've never done what you're trying to do. If it was easy, everyone would honor their vision. But most people are too distracted, too lazy, too afraid. You are not most people. You are not given this calling just to talk about it. You are not meant to carry this vision only to let it fade under the weight of excuses. It is sacred because it's meant to be built. It's meant to become real. And it needs your full attention, not your leftovers, not your when I get around to it attitude. It needs your fight, your fire, your focus. Treat it that way. Protect it from the world's noise. Guard it from your own weakness. Defend it against your doubts. And most of all, feed it with action. Feed it every single day, even when you're tired, even when you're afraid, even when the results aren't visible yet, because that's what it takes. That's what sacred commitment looks like. Not flashy, not loud, just relentless. When you treat your vision like it matters, everything changes. Your energy sharpens, your schedule tightens, your standards rise. You stop settling, you stop apologizing, you stop explaining, because now you're walking a path that demands everything and gives even more. That's the cost of building something sacred, and that's the reward too. Most won't understand. They don't need to. Most won't support you. That's not their job. Most won't believe in you until you've already won. That's how it goes. Your job is to believe in it so deeply, so fiercely, that nothing can shake it loose. Not time, not doubt, not pain, not failure. Keep building in silence, keep moving with intent. Keep protecting your vision like your life depends on it. Because the life you're meant to live does. So protect your vision like your life depends on it. Because the life you're meant to live does. You don't get this fire by accident. You don't carry this dream without reason. It's yours to build, yours to fight for, yours to complete. Cut off every excuse, silence every distraction, and stay loyal to the future that calls you. Let the world doubt, let others drift, but you stand firm. You move with power. You live with intention. There is no turning back. There is no room for compromise. Your vision is sacred, and from this day forward you treat it that way. Relentlessly, fiercely, and without apology. Now rise, act, and never stop until it's done.